live. Oh, hey everybody out there on YouTube land. We are here at another episode of Brewnomics, episode 56. It's just myself, PK, and Vic here today. Jerry is gone, but I'm repping the beard for him. So
if you notice, our figures all have beards too.
Yeah, we're missing him a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're going to go ahead and get started with the show now. We've actually already done all of our prep, which is amazing. I'm sure Vic appreciates that quite a bit. He's normally doing that on the fly. So
it's true.
We're going to get started. PK is going to host and close us out. And I guess I got news and I don't know, we'll figure it out. So here we go.
We'll figure it out.
All right, guys. Paul is bringing this in. Here we go in 3, 2, 1.
Hey there, Brew Crew. Welcome back to another episode of Brewnomics, episode 56. I'm Paul.
I'm Vic.
I'm Will.
How do you guys feel about that? Episode 56.
5, 6. It's a lot, man. We've been through over a year's of show at this point in time.
We hung out 56 times.
We have.
Wow.
Within that year.
On record, yeah.
On record.
On record. I like it.
I do,
I'm
man.
having a good time.
This is I think it's a really cool accomplishment that we've had as a whole. It's a really good question, Paul. Thanks for bringing it up.
Welcome.
A whole year plus that.
That's a handsome answer. That's a handsome answer.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
I like your beard too, William.
Thank you. You know, repping it for Mr. Jerry, who's absent today.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, we miss him a little bit. I had to. There needed to be at least one beard on the show, so I saved myself from shaving this past week. I'll probably go home and shave it. It's itchy.
Oh, it is. I'm not a facial hair guy at all. This is a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like.
I know you guys can't see it. Radio land.
Podcast world.
Yeah.
But hopefully you guys will enjoy the show without Jerry. We understand he is a vital member of my boy band, but unfortunately he's out doing other things.
That's okay. That guy talks a lot.
Way too much sometimes, right? Yeah.
Oh, man.
It depends on how much you get in him.
Were you guys a little thirsty?
Yeah, man.
Heck
Yeah. We're
yeah.
open a beer here. Well, why don't you tell us about your week? What you been up to? What you been doing? Who you been fucking?
Thanks, man.
Sorry, dude.
Yeah. No, it's cool. I mean, I'm clear with that. It's been my wife and only my wife for 10 plus years. So
On record.
10 plus years. And legitimately. So yeah, I don't know what I've been doing. Let's see. I've been doing a lot of work, just at work, but then also we've been preparing our second annual spring beer bracket that we're going to be doing some videos for here coming up for the March Madness thing. We're going to tie it in with that. So be on the lookout for those videos coming up, probably the week of March Madness. It's going to be a lot of fun. We got some really good beers. It's a good lineup. And the champion from last year they've got competition this year, I think. The last year's winner was the Iron Horse Brewery's Double Rainbow Red IPA, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So been doing some work on that. Just been watching Flash with the wife. We're still kind of marathoning that
Nice.
when we become brain dead after putting our children to bed. So we're actually getting really close to being all caught up with that. We are at not this last crossover event, but the one before that. We were on Crisis on Earth X.
Oh, nice.
So
That was a
we're
good
having-
one, man.
We're
I
having
really
a lot
enjoyed
of
that
fun.
one.
Yeah, with Iris and Barry's wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my sister, by the way, she watches Flash. She has not been watching the crossover events, and she was pissed that they did not show the wedding on the Flash show, proper. Like, they could have just, had that one be the one that featured the wedding, but nope, they didn't.
Yeah, I guess the way that they worked it out, because they film it, they use Arrow, of course, and they also use DC Legends of Tomorrow. They also use Supergirl, and of course the Flash. And so that happens over 3 to 4 days, depending on how many episodes. So, and the sequencing of events is just sort of dependent on what show lands on which day. So I can understand that would be a little pissed. Plus, it would make more sense to be.
Oh yeah, she was just like it completely dropped off. Like they're gonna get married, and then they're about to, and then they were just married, and that was it. And it was like, okay. So yeah, she was pretty livid, because she likes the girly stuff about that show.
That's fair.
The wedding happened. It started,
Yeah,
and then it got interrupted by Nazis. I mean, shit happens.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
The pastor got.
I don't want another
completely
redo of a fucking wedding. It happened. I want to see cool shit. I want to see explosions. Maybe that's just
There
a
you
dude
go.
in me.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I watched Hunter Killer with Gerald Butler and Gary Oldman. That show plays out like a submarine thriller would. There's a little bit more action on land than you might think for a submarine movie, but it was good. It was all right, I didn't have high hopes for it. It's a good B, solid B movie.
Mm-hmm.
And lastly, for Valentine's Day, my wife, her suggestion, actually, we went to the Idaho Steelheads hockey game.
Nice. Awesome,
on Friday, yeah.
That was
great. It was a close game. Idaho Steelheads won, so that's always a plus.
nice.
There were lots of little kids flossing. They were just flossing everywhere. My wife was watching like the camera, like because they do the dance cam and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Just every kid was flossing.
Yeah, that's pretty much what they do. I don't know how long it's been since you've been in elementary school, but that's kind of how they roll.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. They also they still do the kiss cam kind of thing. We were sitting on the broadcast side, so like where the cameras are shooting people.
No.
Like so we couldn't be featured on it. And we were a little disappointed about that, but it was funny. There's one guy who just like the camera caught him and he saw it on the big screen and his eyes got really wide and he's like, no, he's shaking his head and doing like the head cut off movement with his hand and just no, this is not going to happen. And then he pointed to the lady who was sitting right next to him, and she's holding like I don't know some baby that's under 9 months at least,
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of bouncing it. And she was completely oblivious that she was even on the big screen.
Oh wow.
She was like, no, this is not. No, you don't want to do this right now.
Not my family, bro.
Yeah, it was funny. Everybody started laughing, which is good. But yeah, it was a fun time. So that's kind of what I've been up to.
You should have made out with the mom and like caressed the baby. Like, this is my child.
I wouldn't have done that, but I think he should have.
I wouldn't have done that. I would have cursed. I would do that.
What have you been up to this week, Vic?
Oh, not much, man. Just been working, living, chilling. Started watching The Umbrella Academy. It was about 3 episodes deep. That is a fantastic show, by the way. It is based on a graphic novel. I'm not familiar with the source material on that, but I just started watching it because it seemed really intriguing, and it's been pretty good so far. But yeah, that's really only my highlight. I have a very boring life right now. Just working.
Just
and grinding.
You're working again at a different job,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're also going to school.
Yeah.
So yeah, you might say it's boring. You're kind of on the grind, but you're doing the important stuff. You're getting all that out of the way right now, and you're just accumulating lots of money and wealth and riches and opportunities.
I wish I was. I'm just accumulating opportunities, I think. Thanks, though. Appreciate that. It's a grind, though.
Okay.
Paul, what's going on with you? You got a beer as well, but what's happening with you?
We're proud of you. Big dick.
Big
Big dick, Vic. Big dick, Vic.
Thank you.
No, not much. I took our friend Jamie out to a birthday lunch on Saturday. We went to
That's nice.
ramen show because we both haven't had ramen in the valley. Pretty fucking good.
Was it?
Pretty fucking good.
Nice.
Yeah, that place was fucking packed, and it looked like it was straight out of like in the village.
Really?
Yeah, like you walk in there, it's like flies and shit, but it's like old school, small.
Oh, really?
And just like, and you think like this shit's authentic,
Right.
And it was. Smelled like Japan, I guess.
Just real.
Smells like curry. Smells like Asian. Yeah, I grew up with that smell, so I know that shit's authentic.
Nice.
Like, damn, bring it back.
This reminds me of something, huh?
And then Gene and I just drank all day. Like I was fucking wasted yesterday.
Oh, I'm jealous.
Yeah, we were texting the three of us and Jerry all yesterday, and it was probably about 6 or 7. You're like, I'm not checking my phone anymore. I'm just been drinking. And then that was the last we heard of PK.
I declared it. Yeah, I was like, I'm done, y'all. I'm out. This is the last we heard of me until today. It's good seeing you guys. You guys look good. You guys sound well.
You as well. Thank you.
You guys sound slim.
Thank you.
Well, the camera adds a bunch of pounds, and we've got a lot of cameers on me, so.
How you guys liking this beer?
It's pretty good. This is interesting, actually. I know you got some stuff up on the tap, but I don't think we've even introduced it. What do we got here, Paula?
It is from North Coast Brewing Company. It is called I'm going to call it the Belgio style dry hopped pale ale. On the front of the label, it kind of looks like a fat little kid. Not going to lie to you. But overall, the beer is actually really, really smooth. I like it. I like the way it smells. It's pretty floral by itself.
Yes.
Nice.
That's a kid on the front.
It looks like a kid, like a fat child.
Yeah, it's like a very strange piece of artistry.
Like if that woman from The Fifth Element, the blue one,
Uh-huh.
where it'd be like 5, and she was chubby.
And then like, had sex with a ram.
Yeah, they put her.
Yeah, let me see this bottle. This is weird. It looked like an imp from far away. Okay, it looks like a fat baby, but she's got a moth growing out of the back of her head.
I mean, that explains a lot, right?
Right.
Okay,
Just clears it up there.
There you
Sure.
go.
Yeah.
I hand that back to you.
I like it though, yeah. So I'm gonna go through some untapped situations here. We have this beer is sitting at 4.1% alcohol by volume. It's 27 IBUs. It has an average rating of 3.44, derived from 1,548 ratings. It has 7 check-ins this month. And it is described as this from North Coast Brewing Company. Our Belgo-style dry-hopped pale ale is a summer session beer extraordinaire. Light and spritzy, fermented to brute-like dryness. With our Siasen yeast, if you liked our petite size on Puck, you'll love this variation on the themed infused with Citra, Simcoe, and Mosaic hops for a sunny tropical finish. Well, that makes sense. It's the brute-like. I think, and that's sort of a style that's burgeoning in the craft beer world. I've seen a lot of
It's definitely the trend right now.
seen a lot of brute styles, sort of like your brute champagne's a very dry, light, hoppy, spritzy, bubbly IPA.
Have you guys ever been a fan of Brut champagne?
It's the only one I buy.
Yeah,
Okay.
Because usually it's like $2.
yeah.
Okay. I've never been a fan of the Brut thing, so I was like, okay, a Brut beer? This sounds really weird.
Mhm.
This, however, on the other hand, it only has a very slight hint of that, in my opinion.
Yeah,
And I definitely feel like the sunny tropical finish that it was describing from the Citra and the Simcoe hops, like it definitely finishes smooth, and I like that.
I do.
Pretty
Yeah,
good.
it does start dry, bright, and then it ends sort of smooth, which I do
Mhm.
appreciate about it. I think, yeah, it's very nice.
Incredibly well balanced.
I
I
agree.
don't even care that's 4.1, dude. You just take it with you all day.
I don't either, man. Yeah, it's nice.
It's got a lot of flavor for 4.1.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Like a lot.
Yeah.
I'm very surprised at that.
And I do like the bruteness, the crispness of it. I enjoy that a lot before it gets a little tropical after you swallow.
Yeah.
But I do like that dry.
And then it hits you with that tropical piece at the very tail end of the taste profile, and it's just nice.
All right, so we can build it up all day. It could be that girl that no one likes, and we build her up, and then someone goes on a date with her, and hopefully they like her. Otherwise, they hate us for building her up. What do you rate her?
I was going to ask you the same thing. I'm going to give this a solid 3.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it's bad, but I feel like it's it's good. Different.
Yeah, it's a fair rating in my opinion. And you, Vic?
I'm gonna go 3.5. I like it. I think the flavor profile is nice on it. I don't like where the alcohol is sitting. I would like it to be higher. I think if it were sitting around 5.6% ABV, I think it would just be perfect for me. But
That
I'm
does
gonna hit
sound
it.
like it for the flavor that it has.
I'll hit it with 3.5. How about you?
Flavor-wise, 3.25. I think it works very well. I think the whole drink is just well balanced.
Yeah.
And it's something I definitely like a 6-pack in. One can was like $1.50.
Really?
Oh man,
Not bad
that's
at all.
pretty good.
Yeah.
So I would definitely take this.
Excellent. All right.
Awesome. So now we're going to get into a little bit of our news. Have you guys been hearing anything about what's been going on in the world, or you just got your head in the sand the whole week?
I keep a light feeler
A
out.
light touch. It's hard to come up with Trump as president.
It's true.
Paul, you look like you had something to say.
Oh no, I'm listening.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm listening to you.
So we do have to say a little bit of a downer news, and nobody died, thankfully, this week. But instead, we do have to raise a toast to one of craft brewery's oldest breweries in Portland. In fact, their oldest running brewery recently just closed down. Bridgeport Brewing announced that they would be closing down everything, and that the tap room, I think, was going to be closed like March 10th. They've actually been in business for 35 years, and luckily I was one of the people that got to experience their remodel of their, because they had everything. They had a restaurant, they had the tap room, it's a big building, it's like 3 stories and stuff, and it's right downtown in the Pearl District. It's a very landmark location. So to see them decide to close up everything is kind of sad.
Well,
So
we'll drink
Should
to
we drink one
that.
for our homies?
I think we should.
Raise a
Cheers, Bro.
glass. Cheers.
Yeah, that news did definitely kind of come out of left field, but at the same time, like you have to admire the company for making that decision, but doing it right. It sounds like their employees, all of their employees, are going to get a very good, comprehensive severance package.
Okay.
So they're actually doing it right with, sending their employees out into the unemployed workforce.
Well, that's kind of them.
Yeah, so that's been good.
Nice.
Yeah. Let's see. Now, moving on. Last week, we also talked about Apex Legends, the Battle Royale first-person shooter from the Titanfall developer Respawn. Actually came out last week, I think, right? Yeah, that's what I said.
Mhm.
Sorry, the beer's starting to hit me. It actually has grown to 25 million players. Tried this out a couple nights, and I learned something about myself.
What's that?
I'm old.
Okay.
I am having a hard time seeing players, like seeing the enemies on the screen, which really sucks because I can't tell where I'm getting shot at, even though I can see the bullets in the direction they're coming from, and I think, what is a dot? I can't. And
Oh.
so I'm thinking about hanging this up and just going back to my my first player game, one player games, and because they don't make me feel that bad about myself. I can't invest in this thing every single night like some people could when they're young.
That's fair. And it's something to like be cognizant of as you get through life, I guess. Sometimes things just got to say, you know what? I'm out on this one.
Yeah.
So that's all right.
Where do you guys fall on video game stuff? Do you guys typically play like the single players? I know that within our own little circle of friends, we typically will bomb out on fighting games like Smash Brothers or Mortal Kombat, but where do you guys fall on that kind of stuff?
Personally, I do not enjoy the large like format options and like playing people like Fortnite. Apex Legends does not sound super appealing to me just because I have like all these people in a game and I don't know who they are, as well as like different variations of customizations. It's just too much for me to deal with. I prefer large, rich stories like God of War, Spider-Man.
Agreed.
Third person sort of deals with just an incredibly rich story. I'll spend my time playing a theme and a story much more than just going into a game and just shooting stuff up. I prefer my stories, but that's just me. I don't know.
Okay. PK?
I don't know. I sort of stopped playing video games.
Okay.
It's just a thing that I kind of just grew out of. I love watching it. I do like watching you guys play, and I do go on YouTube and I watch people fucking play games.
Okay.
But like when it comes to playing it, I'm just sort of like, I don't got the time for that. But I got time to fucking watch you play on YouTube for some reason.
Isn't that crazy? Like, yeah, there's a lot of people that do that actually.
Yeah.
They watch other people play games, and I heard about this on Twitter, but sorry for interrupting you, Paul. I hope I'm not talking over you. No, he's just staring me down now. Okay, we're moving on. So it was really funny. People were asking me, like, why would you ever watch somebody play a video game? And then, of course, like the 8-year-old in the room goes, well, you watch people play football. Why don't you just go play football? It's almost the exact same thing, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah, and I've been watching Vic play Spider-Man and God of War for years, and Assassin's Creed. Like all three of us play Smash Bros.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if there's a game I would play, it would be Smash Bros.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Paul gets in on that.
We will just absolutely throw down on Smash Bros. And we won't even realize how much time has gone by. Us three, anyways.
Oh, yeah.
There's a time in our lives when Paul and I recorded ourselves playing Smash Brothers just because we'd have some really interesting conversations. We're like, man, I really wish we would have kept these. And we call them our Smash Bros conversations. However, there's just a snafu with the hardware. We weren't able to access them anymore.
They're lost somewhere, or some person has them in their own hard drive.
Oh, darn it. Precursor to Brewnomics for anybody out there. And then just lost to the ether.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That would be amazing. But
Last game I played, Pocket Tanks. I downloaded
Okay.
that last week on my phone.
I have that. I play that all the time with my coworkers.
There you go.
So we will have to hook up after this.
I suppose so.
Few tanks.
I suppose so. I'm not that good yet.
That's
Okay,
okay.
I'm just transitioning from solitaire though, so you gotta give me time, bro.
That's fine. You just got to get the basic weapon pack, and then you'll be competitive.
Yeah, I do rando,
It's a step up.
Okay.
and then I try to find ski free.
Ah,
I couldn't find the actual ski free itself,
Oh, okay.
but I tried to find it.
Ski
I'm
free.
not interested anymore.
That's just like the downhill thing where you
with the,
try.
yeah, with the Bigfoot chasing you and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta escape him, and that never happens. You just
Never
try and
happens.
see how far
You
you can
never
go.
capture dragon, dude.
No,
You
you
know,
can't.
you know.
You got to escape the Yeti. Yeah.
What else you got,
intense.
William? Seems like you got more news you want to throw out there.
Yeah, a little bit. At the Grammys, they debuted the look of the big giant blue genie that will be Will Smith on the internet, or I guess they came out with a trailer or at least screenshots of this. I don't know. We've got it up online here in our studio, but if you've seen this, in my opinion, it looks a little bit ridiculous. But then again, the original Big Blue Genie was ridiculous. What do you guys think about this? Anything?
My first reaction to it was I saw the other trailer that they had released from it, and I do not like it. It was at the very end of the trailer, and I don't like it. It's too no. It's a problem. I can't even articulate right now what the problem is, but it's just not good. And it's really Will Smith tends to be a very one-dimensional actor. I love him, but he's just he's Will Smith in whatever role that he's playing. And
Don't beat around the bush about it.
yeah, he's just in this role. He's just Will Smith, but he's blue with a top knot.
He's a Lauren, Dr. Manhattan.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like a Smurf.
The cheesy grin that they got him framed at for most of the screen captures, if you've been online or if you even just Google it real quick, like Will Smith Blue Genie, it's pretty crazy. I don't know. I mean, they gave him a necklace. In my opinion, I think he looks more like Shazam than he does like the actual
Shazam?
Blue Genie from Aladdin. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he does have a lot of gold. And I mean,
Sorry, Kazan. Yes.
In the picture that I'm looking at right now, which is basically a screenshot from the end of the trailer, he's got his gauntlets on, which is like his chains that don't
shackles.
allow him. Yeah, shackles. Thank you. That don't allow him to become free. So those look very ornate and like well done. But I'm looking at his face. It's just bad. And he actually got into blue makeup for this. So I watched Will Smith on YouTube. He's got like his own show out there. And he sort of shares some stuff that he's doing in movies. Like right now, he's doing Bad Boys 3, and he shares some stuff from Aladdin, and it's just yikes. Like it's not good. So he actually did. I know that he did actually get into blue makeup on this, and I don't know why. It looks like they just chroma keyed him for some reason because it looks bad.
I mean, it was actually a practical effect, but it just doesn't look like a practical effect.
It was a practical effect that appears to be enhanced, and they just did a poor job at it. Like, it's not good.
It doesn't look like Disney money.
No. They have like trillions of dollars.
Maybe they'll make him more glowy or something in post, because there's a lot of shadow on him, and I think the brightest part of him, honestly, is the bald cap that he's wearing.
Well, yeah, even right here on his face, it looks just too smooth. Like, there's just too much CGI. Like, if you can see right here, like in this area, just too much.
I get it.
It's just, you can tell it's not good. I can see behind the curtains. It's not good.
I really hope he starts rapping in the movie.
Oh yeah,
It's a musical. Aladdin. I mean, every Disney fucking movie essentially is a musical.
Sure.
I want him to start rapping, just like his own song.
You don't want it to be like a remix of Never Had a Friend Like Me?
Or maybe like Wild Wild West. All of a sudden, he just put that out.
Which is funny. It was funny you mentioned Wild Wild West. I was like on Will Smith's YouTube. He like outright apologized for that movie, and I thought that was great.
I want to see that.
Yeah, it's good.
The apology or the movie?
I don't want to watch the movie again. I ruined my life already watching it. I do watch it though when it's on TBS.
Yeah,
when it's on,
just leave it on.
Fuck not.
Yeah. It is kind of one of those movies.
It's kind of like, Around the World in 90 Days or whatever Jackie Chan Owen Wilson movie.
Yeah, Men in Black, whatever.
The first one was good.
Yeah. The third one was actually good, in my opinion. It just didn't get any real play on it. I mean,
God, I have to watch those again. I know it's been so long since I've seen them.
I found it hard to get into the cartoon.
The Men in
I
Black
agree.
one?
Yeah.
I didn't even know I had one.
The cartoon was difficult.
They really tried.
They did. Oh gosh, there was some kind of one of the episodes of Flash actually. I'm gonna say it was the crossover event of the Dominators, the one from 2 years ago. That actually felt like it had the Men in Black in it because there was a bunch of guys in black suits to come after the aliens.
Oh yeah, you're right.
It's funny. I pointed that out to my wife, and I don't know. Anyways, there's a long tangent on Men in Black.
She was just like, shut up, Will.
Yeah, that's exactly it. She was just like, oh my gosh, honey, you're such a nerd, and I love you, but maybe just keep this in house. Well, now it's up there, and thank you.
Someone's looking now to get laid. Yeah.
This guy, he's got 2 thumbs.
That's why I've been single for a decade.
No, that's not the reason.
Dick's too big.
That's the reason.
Not as big as Bix. Pretty close.
Moving on to other news, Breaking Bad is actually going to have a movie coming out that is set after the events of the show, starring Aaron Paul as Jesse.
Now, remind me, when did that show end? What year?
I don't know. I didn't write that down in my notes.
Is it too soon, too late for a movie?
What's your question again?
Well, I think his question was, is it too soon to do a Breaking Bad movie?
Too soon or too late?
After the show has been wrapped up. And I think if people have been following Better Call Saul, which is also the Netflix spinoff that they created after following their lawyer of Saul before he became Saul, I think it'll fit in nicely. However, I haven't watched anything since that show wrapped, and I'll probably watch the movie. I'll probably fall asleep to it because I don't know, I tend to watch things like that after my family's gone to bed and it's too late for me. So
it's your only private time?
Just about. I gotta really make an effort for it.
That's fair.
What are you finding here, Vic?
I'm just looking up some additional information. There's not a lot to it. It's just that they have announced it. I think it's too late, honestly, because there was that whole Breaking Bad phenomenon that was occurring while the show was happening, which is actually what got me into it. And I love the show, but
Agreed.
We're talking a good long time. I think over 10 years at this point.
Has it been 10 years? No, it hasn't been 10 years. It's been like
2008.
Was the last season?
I think initial season, but it went on for 5 seasons, 2013. So we're looking at
A good 5 or 6 years.
6 years, which is
That's right on the cusp of being too late.
yeah. I think to really capitalize on the popularity, it would have to be done within 2 years.
I was
But
gonna say 2, 3 at max.
yeah, Netflix is what it is, and they're just gonna do it because people still watch the show on Netflix, I think. So I'd actually be curious to see what the statistics are, how many people continue to watch the show, or how many plays it gets. So that would actually be good. I don't know that though.
Are any of you guys interested in rewatching it or binging it again to catch up before the movie?
I'm not personally.
Yeah.
I went through it and I was like, yep, don't need to see it again.
Me either. I had my brain scarred by that show.
Yeah.
A couple times, and that's enough.
Yeah, even IMDb has this popularity dropping down, so I don't understand.
I've never seen an episode of Breaking Bad,
Yeah,
Oh,
ever.
sure.
We've had Breaking Bud.
We have.
It's a good
Yes.
beer. It's a good beer.
that is a good beer.
It is a good beer.
It's got some nice dank on it.
Anyway, I had poured us another beer. If you guys want to get into that for a second.
Sure.
Cool little paddles from the news and, put down some beer in ourselves. I don't know, drink a beer. Is that the
There's-
proper way to say it?
There's not much news left, but yeah, let's do this.
Okay.
What do you got in your hand there?
I got the Cutthroat Porter from Odell Brewery. I got this at the good old Brewers Haven for a good old $2 per bottle.
Good old $2 bill. Get you that beer.
Good old $2 beer. And I have to say, I do like the label on this. It has, I think, a trout that has good coloring. Do you want to describe what you see and what you read, William?
Yeah, of course. I'll give it
With
a shot
orange
here.
hand.
Yeah, it looks like there's the paper style on this is actually very unique, but that's most of Odell's brewing. It's kind of like a natural kind of paper stock with a little bit of ridges. anyways, moving on. The label has salmon on it. It's dark blue. Salmon has a little bit of a red stripe there. Looks like.
Hooray, beer!
Yeah. And then it's got, like some mountains in the background. I think that's Odell's from Oregon, right? Okay, they're from Fort Collins, Colorado. My bad.
Awesome.
Well, Oregon is such an easy place to just name a brewery.
I mean,
because like most of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, Fort Collins, Colorado. That's another brewer's epic mecca that we have. So on the side of the bottle it says, not quite a stout, but definitely no lightweight. Cutthroat Porter is smooth and robust. Inspired by classic London porters, we use dark roasted malts to create a deep, rich color and flavor that hint at chocolate and coffee. Cutthroat Porter is our tribute to the Colorado state fish. Although we're big fans of small batches, here's to the currently threatened cutthroat population reaching mass quantities. Sounds like that fish on the top that I described as salmon is actually a cutthroat fish.
I didn't want to correct you, but I was going to unless you didn't.
No, you should. I'm glad that I at least caught it in the description.
You're good.
We're looking at about 5.0 alcohol by volume, so right down straight in the middle. And this label does have the independent craft beer seal.
Ooh.
What else do we got on Untapped?
So Untapped has this rated as a English porter, as you described it, a London style porter. It's sitting at 5% alcohol by volume. It's 17 IBUs, so smooth all day. It has an average rating of 3.72, derived from 36,163 ratings as of today. It has 84 monthly check-ins, and it has 51,000 total check-ins. And it was added August 21st, 2010. So yeah, it's been out for a bit. 3.72 is a really solid rating, especially being out for approximately 9 years at this point. And 36,000 ratings. Statistically, that's fantastic. What do you guys think?
This beer is a solid staple for Odell. Definitely. I mean, it described it as, not quite so heavy as a stout, but for a porter, it's thick.
Yeah.
It's not light at all for a porter.
Although it does have a light quality to it, which is like the mouthfeel is nice. It's clean.
Yeah, it's clean and springy, but definitely thick for a porter.
Thick. Yeah. Let you know it's there. Wheels went walks.
There's some chocolate and coffee. Wow, I missed that. Wow, yes. Chocolate and coffee notes there, definitely. But I also picked up a hint of smoke. Did you guys get that at all?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first thing that I noticed. And I even wrote it down on my sheet here. So yeah. Are you fans of like the whole smokiness that might come with some beers?
It varies, man, because sometimes you can just fucking kill the drink.
Yeah,
It's
sometimes
like liquid smoke.
it feels like you're inhaling campfire.
Yeah, which is not what I want. I want to be cleansed, because campfires just smell. It sticks with you. You're like, I hate waking up smelling like campfire. It's the worst.
At the same time, if you drink this around a campfire, you probably wouldn't even notice.
Also true. Yeah.
So maybe it's a good campfire beer.
Good camping beer.
Good camping beer.
Good camping beer.
Keep on my
It's
cold
deceiving because it's super dark, but like Vic said, it drinks super light.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe because we drink so many thick beers that this is super light to me.
Well, I mean, it's in at 5%.
That's exactly what
ABV as a porter, which is kind of silly. Like they usually sit around 8%. So this is a
minimal
really light
7
porter. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen some porters as low as 6, but very few.
Very few. So this is just a huge light end porter that you can have in the springtime. I think it's wonderful. Yeah.
For $2.
For $2.
Yeah.
And you had a 12-ounce bottle?
Not at all. Yeah.
Awesome. All right.
Yeah.
What would you rate it there, Paul?
I'm going to give her a 3.25.
Okay.
Mainly because I was very confused when I saw the darkness of it, and then when I had it, I was like, wow, this is shocking.
Interesting.
Shockingly light. And I was expecting something a bit more heavy, I should say.
Okay.
Overall, I do like the taste, but when it comes to coffee beer, I'm not, you got to twist my arm.
Yeah, I mean, do you get a lot of coffee? It said it hints at it.
It hints at coffee. It more hints at chocolate than I do coffee.
Agreed.
Yeah, I would agree with that. You get that like bitterness you would from just like a dark chocolate, I think.
Like a truffle, almost.
Yeah. That's a good.
But 3.25. I'm not shitting on it.
No, you're not. Yeah.
we're Facebook friends. And you will?
PK, I was gonna say, I think you hit the nail right on the head. I was thinking, man, when I won a 3.25, and I went back for another, or 3.5, I went back for another swig, and I was like, no, I wouldn't session this. I wouldn't session it all day. I might put it in my rotation if I was drinking all day. It's just a one-off, just to have, mix it up a little bit.
Sure.
But yeah, I think I'm gonna give this a 3.25. Right there with you.
I would, I'm gonna triple down with you guys. 3.25 as well. Price, drinkability, style. I don't prefer a porter or stout this time of the year, but being as light as it is, I'm really okay with it. It's quite nice actually. I wouldn't say refreshing, but it's nice. So yeah, 3.25.
Okay.
Odell's been a good go-to.
They produce quality craft, man. That's who they are. I think they're just a great brewery as a whole.
Yeah, Fort Collins is a really tough market to compete in, and they have not only competed, but they've thrived.
Oh,
So they're a good brewery.
agreed.
With that, I want to finish up the news real quick, and then I think we're going to take a break.
Okay.
Let's see. So Zelda Link's Awakening, the remake, was announced from Nintendo, which is going to be awesome. Do you guys have any thoughts about that? Did you ever play the Game Boy game?
I didn't play the Game Boy game. The only game that I played Zelda was on the N64, Ocarina of Time.
Okay. PK, you?
Well, I would say Ocarina is like the main one people play because that was the one that got me into it.
So you watched Vic play?
No, actually, we weren't friends at that time.
No, yeah.
Oh,
This
okay.
is elementary school. I played it when I was in 6th
Oh, that
grade.
makes me feel
Yeah.
It was elementary school for you. It was almost high school for me.
Oh, that's fair.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, you look so young.
Thanks.
You do.
Yeah, I got a baby face.
You do.
You
It's
win.
adorable.
I've actually played all of the Zelda games, so I'm super excited about this, but I'm sure that there's a lot more coverage out there.
All
that
the
you can
games.
hear about it.
All the games.
The one other bit of news that I
You're
kind
making
of
that statement. You played all the Zelda games.
all of them,
all next to the Switch. or whatever.
all of them, and I've beaten all of them except for Spirit Tracks for 3DS. I did not play that. I just passed it up. Whatever. I did not play Triforce Heroes, which is the 3 stackers, but I did play the Legends of Four Swords on Game Boy Advance and the one for GameCube. So I did play those hidden gems that most people haven't played. I haven't played Breath of the Wild. It's on my to-do list, but that's only because I haven't bought a Switch yet because kids, and I don't know, I've been trying to think about justifying purchasing a Switch for my kids, but they're not into video games yet.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I wasn't. My parents, or maybe my parents didn't want to give it to me. I want to say we were poor, but I also parents didn't care. What's the difference between the original Game Boy and the Advance?
Okay, so original Game Boy was like
Or what was like?
an 8-bit system. It was basically a monochrome version of the NES. Okay, so there's limitations there. The Game Boy Advance actually was more like the Super Nintendo. It had 16 or even 32-bit graphics at some points. It didn't have the Super FX chip like the Super Nintendo, but it did have full graphic coverage, and it would do a lot more processing power. So the Game Boy Advance was really where it's at.
And that was before color.
No, Game Boy Advance was after color.
After color.
Game Boy Color was essentially just a color, very, very restricted color palette for the Game Boy.
You guys ever have the Game Boy lamp light that connected to the Game Boy?
I had the whole thing. I
You
had all of
did,
it.
dude.
That's how it's set up?
And
Okay.
here's where I differ, which is I never had a Game Boy. I had a Sega Game Gear, and I had a whole kit with that.
Oh,
I had a magnifying lens. I had lights. I had
the power
every
adapter, because if you put six
six
AA batteries, they would last you 2.5 hours.
Sure, yeah. So I had
You
I
had
had
to
that.
have-
No,
you had to
mine,
have the
dude,
power.
mine were rechargeable. Actually, I just like plugged and go. So I just had a whole recharger. Like it was silly the kit that I had. So it was the kit you had for your Game Boy.
It was a backpack for you.
No, it was literally like a laptop
Like
case.
a case. Okay.
Yeah, that I had, and it just had every little module that went
Nice.
inside of it. It was legit.
You guys have the Sega Channel? Wasn't that a thing?
I wanted it super bad.
Like, what?
I
Could
did
you
not
play
have
games
that.
off of that?
You could.
You could. Okay.
Really?
I really like
Channel.
I petitioned my mom so hard to get that. I never
Dude,
got
as a
it.
kid, you had to beg and plead. You did everything you could to get video games. Yeah. Last little bit that we're going to wrap up on news. It's just a little bit of nostalgia that, us have all been geeking out on, is the Ectotron. The Ectotron is actually the Ghostbusters car, the Ecto-1, being literally transformed into a Transformer toy from Hasbro, I think, right? This toy debuts on July 8th for $40. You can pre-order it or you can pick it up at a GameStop. What do you guys think about that? Because Paula, you were the one that sent me the link on the Ectotron, the Transformer.
I love toys. I love toys I'm never going to open from the box and just keep them there for years. I love toys.
I'm with you, man.
Oh, I play with it.
I still have that Robotech that I won.
God damn, I'm still so angry about that. I'm so angry.
If you haven't seen it,
I want to talk about it.
Check out our video where Paul and I basically played for this Robotech that Jerry had. I won.
He did win. He did win. And I taught him everything he knows.
It's true. It's still in the box.
Makes me sad. Will's saying wrap it up.
I'm saying I need a break.
Will doesn't want to talk to us anymore.
I need a break.
Will's getting up. All right, Brew Crew. Well, we hope you enjoy this particular ad that's going to play, and we'll get back to you pretty soon. Y'all stay white. Yeah, you shouldn't give me power because I'm just going to say stupid shit. Thanks, PK.
That was rough getting out.
All right, you're welcome. Let's see who's on the Instagram with us.
Do it.
Oh my God, Chris says hi. Vic, say hi to Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
What's up? How you
We
doing?
hope you're still watching. I'm going to wave back to you. I'm going to press this button.
Paul likes his buttons.
We just waved back to Clutch Clanker. You should follow her on all the social medias.
She's the best.
She's a badass motherfucking chick.
Shut your mouth.
I'm going to go pee.
Oh, he's talking about Clutch Clanker. Yeah, I'll be right back as well. Enjoy this this moment of zen for yourself. I appreciate those of you who are watching. And
right?
stay with us. We'll return shortly.
I don't need to use the bathroom. Use the restroom. Where is my shit? Where's my shit? Put you there.
Feels so much better.
After peeing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, let me get some air.
Yeah, it feels warm in that
Stuff.
room.
Little stuff. Hey, come hang out with us.
Cramp.
Oh.
Hey, Vic.
Yeah.
Did you get the notice from Jerry?
What notice? No.
He got back to us and said it was just a Northwest style,
IPA.
Northwest IPA.
I know, yeah, he was very general about it. That's why I was like, I wasn't 100% if it had a name to it or not. Okay, so that's what I'll tell it. All right. It doesn't have any untapped ratings, so I can't do much about it.
Okay.
Oh, he's pink. Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, you got it in there. You got it somewhere.
What's 6:45?
Yeah, 2 more beers.
We gotta work through this. Depending on how long your stories are, we're gonna be fine.
Can I say with this one, since we usually do like a main HM, you can either one thing choose, you can choose if you want to say a story, and use your movie as an HM, say a movie, and just be like, I'm not doing a story. No, got nobody. I think save time as well.
If you want, I'll take credit for that idea.
I just think the movie wise, we all whatever. And the story wise, I think I'm good about the that day world as well. So if you have two things that you go forever, it may just equal out, go forever. We're at 40 minutes right now. I don't want a story.
I'd rather do stories. Well, we can do. If you want, man. I'll take credit for it.
No, you don't need to. You bring it up.
You gotta save your body, if I do that, save it, man. Can't do that, right, guys? David.
But no, I felt bad for you. It's a hard dick.
Overall, I feel like this episode's gone much more smoothly than the last time
No, I like it as well. Yeah.
that Jerry was here.
Go.
Not here.
Go.
Bye, doggies.
Bye. Oh, no. You think you're over there. Okay, bye. I swear.
Oh,
Said Northwest style IPA.
yeah. Are we sure we couldn't check the
I'm double checking, but
untapped the smash for the I don't even remember what the other one was, a heat seeker. That's not a good shit. Oh, okay.
That's it. Nope. I have 0.
This is super interesting. Oh, looks like the Flashly caught on us.
Oh, Flashly. What up, Flashly?
We were fucking taking a break. So
We're back now, Flashly. We missed you.
Appreciate you.
Is that your friend? Or no?
she went to high school with him. She's a cool chick.
I just didn't know if that was your other friend, Ashley, or not. Or...
That's Chris. Oh, Ashley?
Yeah. No, it's
we have
not.
multiple Ashleys in our group, actually.
We do. Oh, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Okay. But the Flashly is Chris, or no?
No, that's
Clutch Clinker.
Clutch Clinker. Yeah, she's a good friend of ours from back in the day.
Back in the day.
She was the friend that waved us.
She was.
Oh.
She knows about you. She's like, Will's a cool guy. And I'm like, you're fucking wrong. You're fucking wrong. He's a great guy.
No, thank you. I thought you were going in the opposite direction. Like, yeah, I know.
Who wants to bring us back and who wants to yada yada? So I guess bring us back and no more news, right?
No, we're done with news.
So you can, if
So,
anything,
We
go for
should
it.
be coming back with the Untapped, the Would You Tap It IPA. The wood, fucking, I don't. Words are hard.
We're going. Oh, really? Are you
I
at
tapped that
point?
beer. Nope, I just fucking had a weird brain fart. Okay.
You know we're making a T-shirt on that, right?
Yep. Brain fart or I tapped that.
The I tap that. We're
Oh
making
yeah.
a T-shirt.
No. Okay, good. I was like, what?
No, we don't need to make a T-shirt for brain fart. Although maybe.
Just throwing it out there.
Maybe now.
Okay, so I'm gonna write the I tap that first. What is it?
It is a Northwest style IPA by Von Scheid Brewery.
SCHEIDT.
Correct.
I'm gonna pour it too, since it's in the ground.
Were we able to figure out if it was the smash or the? It's not either.
Jerry just, that's what he said. And I remember he was very general about it. That's why I was trying to lock him down a little bit harder, but that's,
Oh, great.
it's worked out.
Jerry says also watched Creed 2 and Robin Hood on the flight over.
Nice.
So I'm gonna ask him, was Robin Hood trash?
Ask him how much did he cry on Creed 2?
Is Robin Hood trash? And how much did you cry on Creed 2? Wow, that is light. It's golden.
It is. I don't know how much. I don't know if I'm gonna use it or not. Think he care? He's not that till Thursday. Is he saving it till then?
No, it's not gonna last till then. We better just drink it all.
No, he was very, yeah, he got that specific size because we're getting through it tonight.
Cool beans. Cool beans.
Yeah, that's the other reason I got the, I brought in that small growler for you, is I was thinking if you do go investigate Barbarian and that sour,
Mm-hmm.
you could take that with you.
Yeah, and we also have like another 32-ounce growler somewhere chilling as well. We from Cope and Ross, we have just so many growlers. We'll make it.
There's a lot of sediment pouring out that it wasn't hazy right at the first pour, but now it definitely is. There's something going on with my pants or no?
Okay, who's bringing us back?
They're coming off. Your pants are coming off. You said.
Sure.
Who's bringing us back?
Yep. So Will's gonna introduce the segment, I guess. So if you want to bring us back, you can do that. Then Will can,
Yeah, I like that better.
Okay.
Whenever you guys are ready, you need to talk, Vic.
No, I didn't. Okay. I did.
Yeah, you need to talk.
I will. All right. You guys ready?
Yep.
Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Hey everybody, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that advertisement and you learned something interesting about either a movie or a beer. I'm not
Or
sure
yourself.
what it was. Or yourself. Maybe you learned something about yourself. Nice call, Will.
yeah, or us.
For us, hey, you could have learned a lot just then.
What happened when we were gone?
Yeah, I didn't know that. Let us know that. Okay, so I want to come back. Let's talk about our I'd Tap That beer. So for those of you who are newcomers to the show or may just not be 100% familiar, our I'd Tap That beer is a beer brewed in Idaho that we drink, and we have to unanimously decide as a group or collective that this is a beer that we would want to get as a keg and then tap that like you would a keg. So ideally, it's a beer that we'd want to continue to drink in session for an entire weekend.
Yeah, it needs 75% of us to agree to tap it. So 3 out of 4, or in this case, since there's only 3 of us here today, all of us.
All of us, yes. So it's got to have the majority on this one. So the beer that we are drinking tonight is a beer given to us by Jerry. So Jerry occasionally works out in Twin Falls, and he has a brewer that he goes to at Von Scheid Brewing, Von Scheid Brewing. And he picked us up a beer called the Northwest Style IPA from Von Scheid. So that's all the information we have. I did attempt to look up some additional information from that on Untappd, and I did come up with absolutely nothing.
And we don't even know if we can check into this beer.
Yeah, which is kind of an issue. So we may have to create that unless we have more of a specific name for it. And if we're making a mistake, please let us know. But this comes very well recommended. So guys, let's give it a shot. Let's give it a taste.
If we hear more from Jerry about anything about this, we'll just put it in the show notes. So always check the beer list there.
Please. So immediately the aromatics are very fruity IPA. Yeah, I definitely understand that Northwest style. I get that hazy taste to it, very citrus forward.
You do get the tankiness as you would with any IPA. It looks like fucking lemonade.
Yeah, it's got of course, very cloudy, bright color to it.
Bright is exactly the word I would have used.
Mm-hmm.
But it goes down super easy. That is tasty.
It does. I can smell the citrus on it.
Easy squeezy. We're unsure of the ABV on this, so I couldn't tell you. It does taste like it's around 6%, but that's really just a guess at this point.
Big thank you to Jerry also for providing this for us, because it's not every day that you come across a beer that you haven't heard of, or you can look up. You just take. I mean, because you're already bombarded with kind of a take on it of some sort, right? So this is completely unknown.
It is, yeah. I kind of like that though. It's like tasting beer with the palate that I have evolved now. But before Untapped was a thing, which it's been quite some time. I like it though. What do you guys think?
There's a lot of lemongrass in that.
Lemongrass, yeah.
A lot of citra.
A lot of citra hops, I'm sure.
I like this super lots. I like it a lot. I can see why he got it. Also, thank you to Von
Scheidt and Martin, I believe. And please, he's either the brewer or the proprietor of the place. I'm not sure, so my apologies.
But check him out. Check him out if you're in Twin Falls, and check him out in general on the interwebs.
Gosh, yeah, Paul, I really enjoy this beer. It's smooth. Like, I think it hides the alcohol very well. Just knowing Jerry, I know it's either equal to or over 6% ABV.
There's definitely a what do you call it? Just a strong bitter finish that just kind of lingers. Like, it definitely goes down smooth, but then if you leave it on your tongue, that bitter just kind of grows and grows and grows. Which is, Jerry likes that good kick in the butt as he's walking out the door. So likes that good finish.
Keeps you awake. I like it too.
I like it too.
I know that I'm normally not into IPAs, but I have to agree with Paul. I'm kind of liking this. Or as soon as I stop drinking it out, it's like, I need more of that in my mouth.
It's like drinking Gatorade. You're like, I'm more parched.
Yeah, weird. Yeah, I like it a lot. If I were to venture to give it an initial review, I would give it a 3.75 on Untapped, and I would tap that. Yeah, I would tap that. What do you think, Bro?
I just held up my notebook to show Vic my exact score, which matches his at 3.75, just to show him, hey, I'm not just copying you. I actually wrote this down. So 3.75, and I tap that.
Yeah,
it's good enough. It'd go over well at the party, I believe.
I think so. This is fantastic. Paul, what do you think?
I think this would be very popular at a party. I would tap it as well at a 4.0.
4 even.
I love the way this tastes in my mouth. Woo.
So we have an average rating of approximately 3.80 on Untapped between the three of us at Brewnomics. This is a fantastic beer. Give it a shot. We definitely tapped that. So this beer is getting tapped. Excellent job, Von Scheidt. Excellent job. Thank you, Jerry, for bringing it to us.
Yeah, be on the lookout if you're ever out in, what was it?
Twin Falls?
Twin Falls, yeah. If you're ever in Twin Falls, Idaho, go get it. I'm sure Jerry's promoting the heck out of Brewnomics over there, so.
Yep.
Yeah.
The one road fucking city, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to move on to our main topic tonight, which is going to be, what time have you ever had on a date that ended up being a horrible date, but you can look back on and laugh? And then if you want, because, we're only so young, you can swap that out with a favorite romantic comedy movie.
Mm.
So does anybody want to share their story first? Crickets. That's all I hear.
Right, yeah,
right.
right. Well,
Yeah.
well, I mean,
We don't date. Come
yeah,
on.
no, we don't. Well, we're asking you to share a time that just sucked, so I guess we'll look back and laugh. I can go first, I guess. So this date is a weird date. This happened, gosh, it was a good while ago. I haven't dated anybody in like 3 or 4 years. Mostly it's a time constraint for me, but I was jilted. So let's go about 5 years back, and I went to Las Vegas. So this date actually happened. It was actually a trip, and I went to Las Vegas. I was there with my girlfriend at the time, with her mother and her new stepdad, her new dad, father-in-law.
So you went to Vegas with your girlfriend's parents, essentially.
Yeah, we were at a timeshare, and I was like, oh, this could be good. This could be fun. And this was our goal. We're going to spend a couple of days there and hang out at different bars and do some gambling. And it turned out to be the worst time I've ever had with another individual. It were just constant issues. We were just constantly drunk, which is a problem, actually.
Yeah.
And we're just constantly tired because we had to walk like everywhere, and we were with their parents in like we had a timeshare, so we were existing in the same space. We didn't have our own room, which created a lot of other issues and
Tension.
a lot of tension. It was a time that did not go super well, and I can look back on it and laugh at when I was a part of the situation. Just didn't go super well.
You don't go to Vegas
Yeah.
with parents. Yeah.
Well,
That's kind of what
yeah,
I was thinking.
exactly. Which is probably why I should have, like, knowing that in the future, wouldn't do it again.
Is there a time, because it sounds like you guys were off the strip by a little bit. You probably went to the strip and then, because I mean, the strip itself is like 3 miles long.
It's huge, yeah.
At least 3 miles long.
Well,
It could
yeah.
be more. But to walk all that, but is there a time like that you thought, like in your head, okay, this is not going well?
Oh yeah, it was probably about.
It was like
It was the first night.
the
Yeah.
first night. Wow.
Well, because you
How
get
long
there,
were you there?
you start drinking, things are going well, and then like things start to take a slow decline, and you're like, oh God, that just didn't go well. And and the problem is I'm not able to articulate super well because I was drinking so much, and my memory's a little clouded, but a lot. So yeah, it was the first night. Like we just started getting into arguments, and then that was compounded by the fact that parents were like,
In the vicinity.
4 feet away from us at the time, and you just wake up hungover, and you're like, oh, this is terrible. I'm mad at you. I'm mad at everybody. I'm mad at myself. Like,
It's not a good picture. It's not a good place.
not a good place to
I mean,
be.
you're outside time in Vegas anyways.
Oh my gosh, yeah. You're outside time and space. It's like you exist in a different reality. It's super bizarre.
It's kind of almost like a purgatory in a way where you're just suspended for a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good way to describe that. It's just, it wasn't good. And it started raining. It was bad. Like, I had heartburn the whole time. And because we went to this, like, club initially on the first night and had, like, prime rib steak. And it was with, like, horseradish. And that was my first, like, experience with having horseradish and just, like, medium rare to rare steak, like mostly because like you're in that position where you want to impress like a father figure, because you're like, I need acceptance because it gets me into the family here. And I was like, that was dumb, super dumb. Body's not ready for that. Didn't need to do that. And just and it just created a lot of feelings of distress and anger and arguments. And yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Brooker, take it from a wise man. Don't do that.
I can look back on and laugh and say I learned a lot from it. I learned a lot about myself.
I would hope.
I can definitely tell you will not be doing that again. And
when you're in Vegas, I've heard about these things that like they actually sell these giant like yardsticks, and it's a yard full of essentially like slushy alcohol.
Yeah, it's
like you carry it on under your neck on a lanyard.
Yeah, they actually call it a yard of beer. And you carry it on a lanyard because, your hands are busy doing other things, but also you're so drunk you're going to spill it.
Yeah.
And they have open container laws, which are pretty lenient, so you can
just walk around
in a car. You
Yeah.
have a beer in a taxi cab, you just walk around with a beer for the most part.
Did you do any of that while you were there?
I did, yeah.
That probably compounded that.
Probably compounded that.
Okay.
I was not as an experienced drinker as I am currently.
Do you mind saying how old you were around that? I mean, you're over
Yeah.
21, but
I was 26, 27, somewhere
okay.
in that range.
So you're definitely far removed from that experience, but still, man, I'm sorry.
No, hey, you learn something about yourself, and I just don't think where we were in our relationship, we just didn't know each other super well, and it's just where it was. I was thinking initially, my thought was, hey, get to go to Vegas, it's gonna be nice. Wrong. You were wrong, Vic.
You went to purgatory, Vic.
Yeah. I've been to Vegas several times, and that was probably my worst trip. So
Okay.
that was it.
Cool.
But yeah, learned a lot about myself, learned a lot about other people, and moved on.
Cool. I'm gonna go next because
Please.
I heard a snippet of a spoiler during our break about PKs, and I think you should go last.
He's building it up to nothing really.
No.
It's gonna be such a bad story.
Okay. So mine is kind of a twofer. Different girls, but this is before I was married, obviously. So,
Like two girls at the same time?
No, not dating two girls at the same time. But
One
this happened like right before I got married. I had a high school girlfriend for 6 years.
Damn.
Yeah, cheer captain, everything. It was fun, and ended horribly. And I kind of tipped my toe in the dating scene for a while after that. And I was recommended to go ask this girl out and take her to dinner from another couple that my parents knew. So, like family relationship, they're kind of setting me up like, oh, hey, this is a good girl that we've known, our entire lives. Should be great for you. It'd be fun. Go, she's up in Seattle. You're in Seattle. Go do it. So I finally get up the nerve to call her up and ask her out and pick her up. And we ended up driving around downtown Seattle, circling about the same block, I don't know, about 6-7 times. It takes about 25 minutes to do that.
Wow.
Just the same block in Seattle. Traffic is horrible.
Yes, it is.
And she wanted to go to this Greek restaurant, and we couldn't find it. And her GPS is like right around the time that the iPhone 3G had just debuted. And she had it, and so we're trying to use the GPS. We could not find this place for the life of me. So we're like, all right, that's fine. Let's just go to Broadway and find something else, and we'll make do. As we're driving down Broadway, she notices, oh, there it is, right there. Could not be more angry about that because I figured that that's what it was on our trip, but didn't say anything. It was kind of like, all right, roll with the punches. And
You had to. It was the first date.
well, right,
Yeah.
it's the first day.
And you don't want to ruin the option. You don't want to put it off the table because you want to get your dick wet. So it's just like, I kind of want to get laid.
Or at least,
Gotta be on your
set
good
up
side.
the second date at least,
Right,
right?
yeah.
So
Whatever you want to call it.
second date, back to my place, right? Okay. So we're traveling, we get there, and we order food, and I all of a sudden she starts to like clam up, and she isn't very responsive, and I'm thinking of asking her like what's going on, and just trying to take sips of water, everything as we're waiting for our food. As the food is set down, I asked her like, hey, what's going on? And she's like, well, I don't really know if I should be here. I'm feeling really guilty. I haven't broken up with my boyfriend yet.
Oh.
I'm like, okay, I'm not going to be that guy immediately. So I'm like, all right, well, this is cool. And, over the course of the dinner that we have, it's like, all right, well, yeah, she's definitely not over this guy. She's looking at, she should, make a clean cut and move on. At least for me, if she has any interest in me, like, I'm not going to deal with that. I'm not going to be that guy.
Mm-hmm.
So
She's checking her phone, her MySpace, whatever time it was.
Yeah, exactly, right. And I'm just like, all right, I'm not gonna, I think he was probably like texting her or something, like wondering where the heck she was. And over the course of the dinner, I was like, all right, it was somehow slightly implied that, men should be, the provider of the family and everything and all that. And so I was like, all right. So it was slightly
buying.
It was slightly, yeah, exactly. It was like, you're not going Dutch. I am totally paying for this meal. And it was a Greek restaurant, and I'm a very picky eater, and I had never had Greek before. I forgot to mention that earlier in the story, but yeah, it was just kind of like I didn't really find anything that I could pour gallons of ketchup on. I don't think they had ketchup in the restaurant.
No. It was all tzatziki, probably.
So whatever the heck that is. So just really bad date. And then at the end, she suggests, yeah, going back to my place. And I'm like, no, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So that was the last time I saw that girl. The second date, if you want to call it that even.
Such an innocent story, bro.
I know, man. I am so white and innocent. I am literally the boy next door.
I know.
I'm so angry you had no ketchup on your food.
I feel like I should have just downgraded my story a little bit.
Damn, bro.
Okay.
No, this next one's worse because I totally played
Okay.
a pretty bad victim.
Okay.
I was assigned a project in college where we had to take photos of an element and an emotion. And my element and emotion was fire and pain.
Oh man, I almost nailed my house like in fire and sadness, and I was like, what
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Amazingly enough, I came up with a story where I actually asked my now wife, because it was the only girl that I knew, to take photos of her, which you gotta admit takes balls. To call up a girl that you met one time and be like, hey, can I take photos of you? It's for a school assignment. It was bad. But she said yes, and we did that, and I got an A on my project, and that was fine. Moving on to the story, my partner, because we got partnered up in this whole escapade, also had fire, but hers was, I think it was like lust or passion.
Okay.
And so she was this Russian foreign exchange student, and so she didn't really know anybody.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted to do her project, and she thought, okay, what a great way to do this as to go to a Halloween party and take my photos there at this Halloween party. And so she invited me out to this Halloween party over in Fremont, which is like 25 miles north of Seattle.
Yeah.
It's still technically really close to Seattle as far as that goes, but it's a ways.
Yeah.
Okay, so we go up there and we go to this party at this club, right? So I had to pay for club tickets, right? I had to pay for any drinks that I wanted to get. And I had to pay for a costume because it's a costume party.
So you are like, I'm just speculating here, you're out like around $200.
Cool. Not quite that much. It wasn't that bad.
Okay.
I was out at least $70 though.
Okay. That's not
Like
well,
for a costume.
well, you're a college student at the time, correct?
Yeah.
So
I had no money.
yeah, exactly.
So
Was this specified as a date?
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
But it was a thing of, hey, let's go to this. I'll take my photos. We'll have a good time. Da 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 da. And I didn't know if it was a date or it was just the project. And I'm like, okay.
So it was already unclear from the get-go.
Yes.
Okay.
And what ended up happening was she got absolutely shit-faced drunk.
Sounds
Like,
about right.
I have no idea where this girl was finding her drinks because for me, they were expensive. And
I'm going to stop you. She was a Russian foreign exchange student. She got free drinks everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, I know. I mean, that was, I kind of implied that, but yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So she gets absolutely shit-faced drunk. And, the party eventually starts picking up around 11. And
Yeah. Sounds
I'm
about
already tired.
right.
And she starts throwing herself at me. And I'm like,
Oh.
okay, cool. Then she starts vomiting all over the place. And I don't mean like, oh, I need to go to the restroom. I mean on the dance floor,
Ooh.
all over me,
I personally been there. I get that. That's a rough day. Yeah.
all over other people. And So I'm like, okay, we're done. Do you have your photos? Nah, I got some. And we were giving these little disposable cameras because that's, part of the assignment is to use a limited medium.
Interesting.
And so she had taken like maybe 13 out of the 24 that were on her disposable camera. And I'm like, this is incredible metaphor for fire and lust or passion. In my head, I'm thinking this is ironic. And so I clean her up a little bit, get her costume off her. She had clothes underneath, it was fine. But get the puke off her, really. And then get her into her car and drive her back to her house that she was staying at with her the family, anyways, for a exchange student. There's a specific word for it, but I can't think of it.
Host family.
Thank you, host family.
Mm-hmm.
And they were pretty strict.
Ooh.
Right. And so she's like, you can't come in, you can't stay. Like, I have to make sure, like, you can't have my car. Like, because I guess it was like their car.
Oh, okay. Good Lord.
So you have to leave that. And it was like 1 a.m. And I'm in Fremont and I have a bus pass. And so I'm like, all right, it's fine. I'll walk, the buses are going to close at 2. Like, I'll find the nearest station and be okay with it. Missed the bus by about 5 minutes. There's not another bus until 5 a.m. And because it's Halloween, it is Halloween night. This is like the first night that they did the daylight savings time on Halloween, like they do now, which means that you fall back. And so I was walking to try and get home, like the 25 miles that it would take to get back to Seattle proper. I probably only had like maybe 22 to go to get back to my apartment. Was walking and walking and walking. And at some point I realized, oh crap, I don't have just another hour of walking that I can do in order to get to 5 a.m. It turned 3 o'clock, which really meant that it hit 2 o'clock again.
Yeah.
So I had an extra hour of extra walking to do. I didn't even have to stop walking because the buses didn't start until I ended up finding my way to the U District. And I banged on my buddy's frat house and they let me in and I crashed on his floor and that was probably maybe another like 4 or 5 miles from my apartment, the U District, to where I was living at the time.
So you walked like 18 miles.
I walked like 18 miles in like 4 hours-ish, under 4 hours, which is, it's a good clip. It's a good clip, but it was cold. Okay.
Yep, that's what my other thought was.
It was freezing, and I have like this costume in my backpack, right? And I mean, I'm the lone guy. I have no idea what's going on in Seattle. I mean, I'm tall like I am right now. I'm over 6 foot, so I'm not worried about any necessary dangers other than I might get robbed. But yeah, still, like, so I ended up crashing on my buddy's floor and literally hugging a space heater for warmth because he wouldn't even give me a blanket and putting my head on my backpack. And that was probably the worst date that I've ever been on because it wasn't ever clear if it was a date at the beginning. Then it was. Then it would just everything went downhill.
Yikes.
You're such a good guy, Will.
Yeah.
I should have just taken her car and driven back to my place and left her in her car. That's what I should have done.
Well, yeah, you did the right thing, and you're
I didn't want
just a
to
nice
get
guy
kicked out of
about it.
school. Or,
No.
anyways,
No.
Well, thank you guys.
What was your costume?
I had a mask that I thought looked similar to the mask from
The Mask?
No, I wish. That would have been awesome. Eyes Wide Shut.
Okay, gotcha.
I bought that at a specialty party like maybe 2 days before and paid out the nose for it.
Yeah.
And bought a really cheap silk black cape. And then just dressed up underneath that.
Nice.
All right.
There you go.
All right.
Because that seemed doable and somewhat inexpensive.
No, that's a good choice, man. Actually, that's a really good choice.
Yeah, proud of you. Some fun stories you had there, Will.
Yeah.
Well, the next girl I dated, I married. So.
She's a cool chick. You kind of like her.
She's a good.
Oh, she's great.
She's a great lady.
Yeah.
All right. Paula.
She's a handsome woman. My story.
Screw you, dude. She's beautiful.
She's
not
gorgeous.
handsome.
She's gorgeous. I use handsome for everything.
Okay.
That's a handsome drink you're drinking there well.
All right, I'll take that. Thank you.
That's a good save.
Handsome crotch. Yeah. So my particular story. I don't know, dude. I was like 24, I think. And I was dating this girl. It was kind of a serious relationship, and she and I were really good friends with someone who was getting married. And my girlfriend was in charge of her bachelorette party. And so she had to work, and I wasn't working one day, so I volunteered to like go to the sex shop and buy all the bachelorette party goodies.
As one would do.
As one would do. It's my first time to a sex shop too. So I get there, I'm just like, man, dude, tits and dicks and titties and everything.
Everything everywhere.
All around you. It's an adult toyland. And I was very inexperienced, and I had asked the clerk to help me out. I was like, I want to need all your dick, anything dick. I need it all. Balloons, and condoms, hats and cakes and cards,
Yeah.
and muffins,
Sure.
and pens.
There's dick muffins.
There's dick everything.
Yep.
Okay.
Paula had dick pops, if I'm not mistaken. They were like
Dick pops?
like a it was a not
Like a
like
dick
a cake-
sucker?
Yeah, a dick sucker.
Like,
Yeah.
Sucker?
Right.
I just put that together in my head a second ago.
Yeah. No, he's following where I'm at. I'm trying to like articulate what it was.
It's been how many years and you just put together dick sucker?
Right, yeah.
It is a
Right.
sucker that is in the shape of a dick. Yeah.
It's a dick, you
yeah,
suck on it,
Yeah.
like you do.
like you did.
There's only so many things you can do with a dick. Suck on it. And it was a really tight relationship. And then I was really good friends with the other girl at the same time, who was getting married. And so, getting all this shit for a bachelorette party was just sort of like making me look like a badass. Like I'm the good boyfriend, I'm the good friend, yada yada yada.
Oh no, for sure, you're kicking ass.
So I'm getting all this dick shit.
Mhm.
And then when I'm buying everything, I'm at the counter and I talk to the girl and I'm like, what's Stamina RX? And she's like, that's pretty much OTC Viagra, over-the-counter Viagra.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking to myself, I'm gonna get the husband some Viagra as a joke. Like, why the fuck not? Sure. I'm also thinking like, I'm gonna get myself some fucking Viagra, because I'm doing a good deed here and I'm gonna get fucking laid. This is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
This is what I'm thinking. This is my goal. So it's fucking like Tuesday, right?
Okay.
It was just a Tuesday.
And I get all the goodies back to my girlfriend's house. Her table is just full of dick goodies, and she's happy. She's making dinner, and she was very appreciative, because I literally got a bag of dicks for her, and it was just the greatest thing. I got it for my girlfriend and my best friend as well. And I'm thinking the entire time, I'm gonna get lucky. Like, she's so happy and appreciative that I did this, that I'm just gonna have sex tonight on a Tuesday. It's gonna be great. Tuesday has nothing to do with it.
There was a question mark there for a little bit.
It's a weekday. It's a weekday.
Yeah,
It's a weekday.
It's a weekday.
It's a weekday. And she makes like a casserole or some shit. And we had like margaritas, and I'm thinking to myself, this is great. And before then, I had popped a pill. So I'm like, I'm gonna pop this pill. And I popped it. We had dinner, we had margaritas, and I literally forgot I took the pill.
You had no discussion of this before.
No, I'm just like, I'm gonna rock a roar, bro. This is what's gonna happen. It's gonna be like 8-hour fucking. It didn't happen.
We're gonna have to call in sick the next day.
She's not gonna walk. I want to be happy. Yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. We have dinner. We have drinks. We go to bed because I fucking forget about it. We make out a little bit, yada yada. Like an hour and a half later, I wake up. I'm like, something's up. Something's wrong.
Something was up.
Yes.
Something's wrong. I feel high as fuck. I'm just like, what? What am I on right now? And I realized I took dick pills.
What's going on down there?
I took dick pills. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ, my dick is hard.
How many did you take?
I
of
took
this
one. I took one.
Just a
supposed to-
single.
And you're not supposed to drink this shit too, apparently. And
there
we
it is.
weren't heavy drinkers at that time.
No. Yeah.
So
It's early on.
I had like 2 margaritas and a dick pill, and I can't fucking walk. I can't fucking walk. I wake up like
Like it hurts, you can't walk.
it's like fucking, what's that called when you wake up, you can't move
Or
your body?
it's like Frankencock, you can't walk.
No.
It's called priapism.
Yes. Yeah. It's
What
like,
is
it's
it?
like sleep paralysis. I can't fucking do anything.
You had no more blood in the rest of your
No,
body.
no, no.
It was all on my dick.
Priapism is a medical condition in which you have an erection that will not subside. It's priapism, based on the Roman god Priapus.
Exactly. And I had the OTC, Viagra.
Mm-hmm.
So I wake up and, I'm just like, well, the only thing you do is sleep right now. I can only fuck. So I'm gonna try to wake her up. She's not having it. She's fucking passed out deep asleep. And so, God, this is getting really real right now.
Did you even try and wake her up at all?
Oh, I totally tried.
And she's like, no.
She's like, I'm tired. I'm tired. Yeah, and she had the sweatpants were tight, bro. I couldn't do shit. And so I'm thinking to myself, might as well maybe get myself off. I can't do that either. I can't concentrate. My hands don't move. I'm just like, my dick's up, and it's the only thing that's happening right now. It's just up. And so
you're just a flag blown in the wind.
Flag blown in the wind, and I feel like I'm high as fuck, And so I'm just like, I can't jack off. I somehow find myself on the floor of the room, and I realize this, and I'm calling out her name, and she's not hearing me. I'm pulling on the fucking blanket. She's not hearing me. I can't get up. I literally cannot stand up. So I'm on the fucking floor of my room.
You didn't tripod your way up?
I did one cock push-up, but then it hurt too much.
Okay.
It just hurt. All you need to do is one anyway to prove anything. I did a cock push-up.
Right.
You can do a cock push-up. Do one right now.
I can't.
I did one back to the day. That's what I needed to do. It's recorded. And so I'm fucking there. I'm just fucking there. I don't know. For some reason, at like half an hour later, I'm thinking to myself, like, I just need a glass of water. I want to be okay. So I fucking army crawl.
Does that help?
It doesn't help.
Okay.
I'm still up.
Did you rudder yourself?
I'm like sideways crawling.
Okay. We broke Vic, by the way. He is like he's in his
crawling, And I get to the kitchen, and somehow I get a glass of water. I don't remember standing up. I do not remember that. But I do remember.
It was the second cock push-up.
I do remember getting back on the ground. And I'm just like, the water's up there now, and I can't get my water.
You remember getting back on the ground after that?
I can't get that water, man. It's too far gone now. And so, and then at that particular moment, I'm just calling her name. I'm fucking yelling, and she's not hearing me. And I know her roommate, who was a dude at the time, is downstairs, and he's not hearing me. I'm trying to just make as much noise as possible. I'm still on the ground. I can't move my body. My dick is still up. And so maybe I want to say like an hour later, maybe.
An hour. At least it felt like an hour later.
Yeah. I want to say I was like at least 20, 25 when I'm in our room on the ground, and then like another like 30 to get to the fucking kitchen, army crawling. And I'm just there. And so for whatever reason, I'm just no one's hearing me. I'm just gonna go into the living room, and I somehow turn on the lights. So I'm on the ground, my arms just reaching up top, like I'm not 5'7", I'm just trying to reach the fucking light switch. I somehow get it. And then I'm thinking to myself, this is great. And then I'm like, this is too bright. This is way too bright. And I can't put my arm back up at all. To get that fucking light switch. So I go underneath her fucking coffee table, in which case her cat comes to me and he's like, hey man, you okay? You're the only one who fucking cares right now. Or this wasn't the picture I was expecting. You're the only one who cares right now about me. I'm dying. It feels like fucking 5 hours, even though it's probably an hour. 5 minutes just on the floor. And I can't do anything, but my dick is just up. And so I'm just hanging out with her cat for what seems like the next 2 hours. If him just cuddling with me and me just moaning, I'm just like, I'm in fucking pain. I'm like, this sucks. This sucks. My dick is hard. And all the blood is there. I can't move anything. I can't think.
Yeah, this army crawl as your dick's up. Like, how does that work? How does that feel to you? I'm just trying to figure, like, your dick's just fully erect. It hurts. It's been erect this long. You just army crawling, and your dick's on the hardwood floor, and it just hurts. Like, what's happening?
It's that determination, You think at that moment I was like, I just need fucking water, man. The world's gonna be okay if I just get fucking water. The light needs to be on. It's okay. The light does not need to be on. And so again, I was just there under the fucking coffee table for what seemed like 2 hours. And eventually I woke up and I was able to stand up and go back to bed. And so I want to say again, I won't say 2 hours for the fuck with, because that's what I believe.
That's an excursion.
After 2 hours, I pick up her cat, we go back to bed. And I wake up, she wakes up, and I'm like, dude, my night was crazy last night.
She's like, why? It's a Tuesday.
That was Wednesday, I'm just like, I took a dick pill. I was going to surprise you. It turned out to be bad. She just laughed at me. She laughed at me. It's not fucking sexy. It's not sexy at all.
Well, at that point.
At that point, no. But, there was nothing about it that was sexy at all.
Yeah.
She had a good old time. She told all her girlfriends. I couldn't live it down for like the next year or so when we dated.
Yeah, that's rough, man.
Ouch.
Also, yeah, if you're gonna do that, make sure that people know and make sure you're prepared.
Yeah.
Maybe don't drink.
You got to have a release valve at
So-
some point. It sounds
So
like.
dick pills and margaritas do not mix.
No.
Yeah.
Have you gone back to dick pills ever
I have
since?
not. I have
You've just
not.
been scarred.
Yeah.
That's-
Well, it's not like you'd need them. It was just for a whim.
It was off the whim, and I thought, why the fuck not?
Sure. Yeah.
So, however long it lasted.
That is some wisdom to learn from, though, as we get older.
I will never forget that feeling. Oh my gosh. I was dying.
Man.
I'm
I was
sorry.
dying with a boner. Think about that.
What were you, as you were thinking about that, what were you going to have written on your tombstone? If you did die that night.
No. He wanted to have sex, but he couldn't. Stupid ideas. I'm not sure. Maybe tell your girlfriend you took a dick pill.
This flag was never half-mast.
Forever erect.
Forever erect. Forever erect. I like that a lot.
That's going to go on your tombstone now.
I like
Even
that a
if.
lot.
Apropos.
Yeah, it won't be under Paul. It'll be under Richard Bangkok.
Yep. For those of you shorting Richard, that is Dick Mancock.
But I highly suggest you guys don't do that. It's fucking terrible.
Paul, I want to say thank you. We were laughing,
Yeah.
but yeah, that was an expression
I'm
you
so
had.
sorry
You
for
had to
laughing,
go through
but-
that. And
You're remembering it like it was yesterday, all for our amusement. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thanks
I
for
feel
putting
so
Think
this
sorry.
twice, yeah. Think twice before you take a dick pill.
think twice, grab a dick pill.
For sure you know you're going to use it, if anything. I didn't even get to fucking use it.
Maybe take it right before sex, not presupposing anything. Yeah.
All right. On that note, we've got one more beer, and as we partake in drinking this last one, I think we will move on to our other idea of having a favorite romantic comedy. But what we're not even going to summarize it. We're just going to name it, and then be okay with it because we're a little strapped for time. But we'll make do.
We'll make do.
What do we got here, PK? You just poured us. Oh, it's that one.
Oh, you
It's
read
that
it,
one.
William.
Okay. So I actually brought this, which is why he's handing it over to me. This is the Breakside Brewery. Wow, brewery. Breakside Brewery Salted Caramel Stout. Breakside is over in Bend, Oregon. They're a wonderful brewery. They make amazing IPAs, but I bought this stout a year ago, knowing that I should probably have it. I brought it, transferred it back and forth between my house and Brewnomics like at least a dozen times.
Mhm.
And we just keep letting it sit because you can do that with stouts.
Yeah. It's almost like a wine.
And to be honest, what's kind of fun about this is that now it's actually back in season. Like you can probably find this again.
Oh, hey, you're probably, yeah, absolutely.
So anyways, it is made in collaboration with the Salt and Straw Handmade Ice Cream Shop. And it is 6.7 ABV. And I think I already mentioned that Breakside is over in Bend, Oregon. But I think they actually have a Portland brewery too. What else do we have information-wise on this brew over here, Vic?
Yeah, so this beer is sitting at 6.7% alcohol by volume. It is 28 IBUs. It has an average rating on Untapped of 3.79, derived from 21,000 total ratings. It has over 27,800 check-ins, 128 check-ins this month, and it was added on Untapped March of 2012. It's approximately 7 years ago. If I check their website, they give us the same information. So, actually, this has 102 IBUs,
According to the website.
according to their website.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Can you switch back over to Untapped? There's a cool little slogan there. Okay, it says, our friends over at Amnesia pointed out that we hadn't brewed a milk stout yet.
Our friends and ice cream geniuses at Salt and Straw wanted to work on an ice cream beer. The result might be the most delicious dessert beer ever created, a rich extra stout with caramelized lactose and fleur de sel. I don't know what fleur de sel is.
I was going to say, I have no idea what Florida Sal means. I'm guessing some kind of flour. Maybe some kind of wheat malt.
I'm not sure.
No idea. Anyways, PK is back.
Yes.
Took a quick abbreviation.
Oh, they knew I was gone.
Yeah, you didn't even know he was gone, other than we stopped laughing because he's hilarious.
That's true. That's right. Recognize.
So yeah, as Vic mentioned, this is an average of 3.79 rating out of 5. I don't know. Have you guys smelled this? Have you guys done anything with it yet? I'm excited to have this because, again, it's been in my cupboard for over a year.
Mm-hmm. It's I had a smell and it's tasty so far.
It smells boozy.
It does smell very boozy. That's a good call.
It smells like it's been in a like a bourbon barrel or something. Although I don't think it has.
No, it's not. It's classified as a stout milk sweet, untapped.
I don't taste the salted caramel all that much.
I don't either.
I definitely taste booziness and stout.
Now, may I ask how long have you had this beer, William?
A year, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I
Well,
got
this
it.
type of beer, would that affect the way it tastes? Do we know?
It's not supposed to. In fact, you don't even have to fridge it for a year. It can just be left in a cool, damp, or not that damp, sorry, a cool, dark area.
Mm-hmm.
So like, for me, where I held this beer was the cabinet above my microwave at home. I kept it in there because no light is ever going to get in there unless you open that up. And I don't open that up very often.
Usually people put spices in there or oils, yes.
Yes, with exactly. We keep oils, and I think.
Okay, so it wouldn't affect the way it tasted after it being a year being stored correctly. Right? I do not get any of these salt or caramel as well. Definitely stout, but none of the others.
Yeah, the salted caramel, I believe, it's very, very subtle.
Something to work on an ice cream. It's an ice cream beer, huh?
Yeah, they brewed it in collaboration with their friends over at the Salt and Straw, which I'm guessing is some kind of local ice creamery over there in Bend.
This makes me think, how would it be just fresh off the draft?
Agreed, because I would have to think it would be a little bit smoother, maybe not quite as boozy. I have heard that the more that you keep a stout beer, the more that it will ferment in the bottle, and so that could be why it will, why we have such a nose on this of the alcohol. I am told actually that I need to quit saying the word actually, but I am told that you're only for craft beer. Get granted stouts and porters and stuff that you can keep, year long excluded, but you're supposed to drink craft beer within 3 months of it being brewed for best
taste.
Best buy. Yeah.
Stout porters you can house for more than a year, but you're not going to get any more flavor after that year, after that first initial year. So
you think that's following what's happening with this particular beer?
I do. I believe. No, I don't think it was too long. I think we kept it just right. I think this is going to be the ultimate flavor that it came out with. However, I wonder if the fermentation is now overpowering that salt and caramel.
Yes.
Yeah. It'd be very interesting to go and get another one of these of this year's and compare the two.
Mm-hmm.
So
I would say so as well. Overall, right now, I don't think it's too bad. I do like the way it's hitting me. It's exactly what I expect from looking at it, seeing how dark it is, and just seeing the head on it as well. I'm like, this is going to drink heavy.
Oh yeah, it sits heavy. It fits in nice with the blend of beers that we've had tonight. Actually, I don't know. What else do you guys think? Are we about ready to rate this?
I think so.
All right. What do you got, Vic?
I'm gonna go with 3.25 on this. Once again, it's a really high. Well, it's not a high ABV, but for what I'm thinking right now, it's a high ABV porter. It's just it's as much a dessert beer as I could think of any beer would be. It's a good crowning at the end of a night. I think based on the stories that we've been telling and what's been going on. I'm gonna change my rating to a 3.5. It's really more contextual for the night. I really do appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely tastes a little bit more boozy. At least the with it sitting for a year
And
than the 6.7.
what about expo to light? Like, has it been exposed to a lot of light over the
No.
last year? No. Okay.
No, the only time that it's been exposed to light is when I've transferred it back and forth between my cupboard
Okay.
or Brewnomics. Or I guess I have been keeping it fridged for the last month.
Okay. So not a lot. Excellent. Okay.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of wondering if it's gonna, as it warms up a little bit. But it was the last one that we had, so it's not that cold. Just wonder if it would change a little bit with the temperature. But
Well, it's described as a sweet milk stout beer, and with that particular type of beer, you do want a little bit warm. But at the same time, I think at least the length of when you've had the beer has really definitely affected it. It does taste more boozy when it comes to milk type beers. It's more of it's a bit more lively.
yeah, definitely.
But at this particular moment, I'm rating it at 3.25. I do like the way it tastes. I wish I do taste it more of the salt and the caramel.
Agreed. Which brings me to my rating. I'm gonna rate this kind of right with Vic. I'm gonna rate it at a 3.5.
Yeah.
And with that, we will keep sipping on it. What do you guys have for your main?
For movies?
Yeah. Did you want to do that?
Are rom-coms?
I'm down for whatever. You want to do that? Take your pants off. Let's have a party.
Okay. I'll just name mine. My honorable mention was Warm Bodies, which is a zombie
I love
movie.
that movie.
That's a great movie, man.
Love that movie.
I feel like for romantic comedies, it's definitely almost more like the guy side of the movie.
Yeah.
But because zombies, right? But it's romantic enough.
Oh, from the perspective of the boy, the main boy. It's what guys would
Nicholas Hoult.
He's Beast, isn't he?
Yes, he is Beast in the X-Men movies.
Everything he describes in the movie is something a guy would feel. He's just a fucking zombie. He's just dealing with it in that particular way. It's pretty great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this movie also stars Teresa Palmer and came out in 2013. My main pick is going to be Fools Rush In with Matthew Perry and Salma Hayek.
Ooh.
When did that come out?
It
It came out in 1997.
I don't think I've seen it.
Oh.
Wait, no, maybe. I think I've seen it on TBS.
I was going to say, you probably have seen
Or
it.
like USA. Or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
They air this movie a lot. It's basically the fishbowl out of water type of scene where the guy marries the Latina girl, and the Latina girl's parents hate him, and his comes from a very white upbringing, and he's only in Vegas for this one job, and gets her pregnant, and they decide to get married, and then hilarity ensues.
Hilarity.
Interesting fact that I learned while looking this movie up, though, the dad of Matthew Perry in the movie is actually Matthew Perry's dad.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Oh.
yeah. Apparently, he had done some acting. He hadn't made it huge, but enough. And then Matthew Perry made it big, so it was cool. He enjoys acting with his son.
That's
I thought that was
awesome.
neat.
I can appreciate that.
Cool. What do you guys have? Nothing.
I'm thinking, one of my favorite rom-coms, I'm gonna go with Hitch. My man Will Smith.
That's pretty good.
I like that movie a lot. He's a date doctor essentially, and he's a guy who's not currently dating at the beginning of the movie. And then God, I can't remember her name. Sorry, I did not do my research.
Oh, the main chick?
Yeah.
Kevin Hart.
No, not Kevin Hart.
Oh.
You're thinking of James.
It was that girl from The Other Guys, right?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Oh, you're right. I'm not thinking of Kevin Hart. I'm thinking of crap.
This makes super good. Oh
This
my
is
gosh.
great radio, guys.
Oh, my
We really
goodness,
do
it's
need to
like-
make that T-shirt. Mind farts. Yeah.
Mhm.
A mind fart?
Yeah, when your mind gets all
Hazy and
Ava Mendes. Yeah. So
Eva Mendes.
Ava Mendes plays the love interest for Will Smith, and Will Smith is this quote unquote date doctor. So he finds others who are not good at dating, and he does an incredible amount of research and history on basically a mark that the man is interested in of this woman, and finds ways to get them to connect with each other, because otherwise it would be impossible, because they're playing usually a little bit out of their league. And this can be a little controversial for some people, but I kind of like the movie because Will Smith, he's really the heart of the movie, and he finds himself smitten with Eva Mendes's character, and he just can't really get himself together for the most part of the movie until the end when he's just truthful, genuine.
Well, this particular movie is just classic.
It is.
Will Smith, Eva Mendes, Kevin James. People refer to this movie a lot when you hear about rom-coms.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This and like 51st Dates.
Oh,
Wedding
that
Singer.
one. Yeah.
When did this come out again? It came out right around that same time, like 98, 99, I want to say.
2005.
2002. Oh, we graduated high school then.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, goodness gracious.
My years are all messed up, but yeah, 2005, okay.
It's good 14 years ago, man.
Damn. I love fucking romantic movies, man. This is one of my niches. Horror movies and animes and romance movies, man, all day. One of my favorite movies is 500 Days of Summer.
Oh, that's a great one,
Good
man.
pick.
It's when Joseph Gordon-Levitt is kind of coming back into the mainstream. Zoe Deschanel is kind of like, she's already in the mainstream, but getting bigger. And it's just one of those movies. It's just sort of perfect for like when you find that role. And those two were perfect for that particular role in those movies.
Yeah, the casting director did an amazing job.
I mean, I kind of hated Zoe throughout the movie. I was like, you're kind of leading him on, you goddamn bitch. You know? That's what I kept thinking. And then Joseph Gordon-Levitt, his particular character, he's just kind of smitten by love in general. You know, he just loves love. He can't really get over that particular notion of like love is what story's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so he's kind of trapped in that story world of like love is supposed to be great and grandeur, and
He's very, romantic at heart, but in love with
but
the
it's not
idea.
real life. Yeah, it's not real life, and that's the whole movie. And I think it works really well. You know, just as a movie itself, because I think a lot of times with people, we just kind of fall in love too quickly because you want that connection, you want to be in love immediately and just have all the great times.
We have that puppy love. You need to learn
That
how
puppy
to
love,
make
yes.
it, sustained.
But you want that puppy love forever.
Ideally, yeah.
Mhm.
You want to be able to look at somebody and say, wow.
And I think a lot of people kind of deal with that. You know, like they don't separate puppy love with like actual love. You need to put work into love, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't even understand that, man.
No.
I look at a lot of people and they're like, yeah, dude, the magic is gone. And I'm like, why? Don't you work at it? Don't you know that you have to work at it?
Yeah, absolutely. You can't just like, oh, this is a thing that's gonna last forever. No, you got to put some effort into it, man. That's what it is.
But without that fallacy, we want to have like daytime talk shows. You know,
Yes.
He fucked her, she fucked someone else, and then
You
my
are
father
not
is
the
a stripper.
father. Yeah.
I have amnesia. What?
Exactly. You know, and I think that makes for not great TV, but it is part of our culture. My other movie choice is There's Something About Mary.
I think it's a great choice.
Mary.
I think it's a great choice, man. Honestly, I really enjoyed that movie even as a rom-com. Like,
And it's more like comedy than it is like romantic comedy. But that love story is still there, though.
that love story is intertwined throughout the movie. Like, that's a beautiful story.
It's kind of fucked up, to be honest with you, in my opinion, because like
It really
all
is.
like stalkers, you know.
She's had a really bad go at it, yeah, for sure. And then Ben Stiller's not doing any better for the most
He's
part.
still stalking her.
Because he's still stalking her. Yeah. No, that's
Yeah,
a great
there's
choice.
a lot that's wrong with that movie, but I mean, at the same time, there's something genuine and pure about it. At the
And
same
I think
time.
that's what, at least at that particular time and when movies are made, I think the Fairley brothers, is it
Yeah.
Farley Fairley?
Fairly.
That was like their height, right? Like that was just like when they were really kicking ass.
Oh, those are piece de resistance, man.
Mhm.
Yeah. Agreed.
There was a lot of heart to that movie somehow.
Somehow.
I love it when he gets the beans over the Franks.
Oh, just at the very beginning.
How
of
the
movie.
fuck do you do that?
Yeah.
Dude?
How
It was horrifying.
beans.
to me.
It's terrifying. It's terrifying.
Yeah.
Like after watching that movie, you were careful with any zipper for the next 8 months.
You talking to me, man? Like I got 5 skin, so it's just sort of like I got to deal with that fucking horror and that notion.
Yeah.
I got to zip peacefully.
Mm-hmm.
I've done it before. It sucks.
Oh, you do it as a little kid, maybe twice, and you bleed, and you're like, that ain't ever happening again.
I got a scar on the tip of my dick. Yeah, you know, you just don't do it again.
Wait, you got the beans over the frame?
No, but I got the foreskin inside the zipper.
Yeah, I feel like we need to make that clear. Yeah.
I don't know if we did.
The foreskin went inside the zipper, or vice versa. They became one.
Ugh.
Yeah, you don't do it
Cringe.
again. You don't do it
Cringeworthy,
again.
bring me to my
Well, I want
knees.
to get my dick over my balls, or my balls over my dick.
Again, this is
I guess I
somebody.
could have done that with the Viagra.
The Stamina RX.
Yeah.
Bringing it back.
This is somebody who's cringing, and I've had a vasectomy, and it's not fun.
Ooh, got the big V, huh?
Yeah, I'm done having kids.
Good for you.
That's
Good for
fair.
you.
That's a horror story for a different day.
Yep. I think
Like
we've
China over there. No girls. Or boys either.
Or boys. Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, I think we've shared a lot today. We've grown as a group and as a person. I think we should probably start concluding our time.
We can wrap it up. I really
Yeah.
appreciate you guys listening to us. I really hope you guys follow us on all the social medias, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, any of the other podcast platforms.
Yeah, we're all at Brewnomics, the little @ sign, and then Brewnomics on all of those. You can find Jerry at the Basco Fiasco on Twitter, and I believe Untapped, and I think Instagram. I think he's Brewnomics as well. You can find me. I'm Will Sinclair. I'm at Sinclair Will on Twitter, and I don't know, whatever, and Untapped. And yeah, I don't know. Go out and tell your friends about the show. Tell them you had a good time. Tell them that we have awesome stories that other people are unwilling to share on their podcast, and therefore you should listen to ours because it's fun and you had a good time throwing back a brew with some buddies.
We keeps real.
Heck yeah.
We keeps real. We keeps real. But yes, we hope you enjoyed the show, guys. But in the meantime, I'm Paula.
I'm Vic.
I'm Will.
Have a great day, guys. Thanks for listening.
Cheers, Bruku.
Cheers.
I guess we could have said like Jerry's not here again and Von Shit or whatever that place is called.